Good time zones, my Sakonauts. I'm Sako Tumi, also known as the Witch of Tylwyth Teg, and today we are learning how to release our guilt for self-care from the Witch's Book of Self-Care by Erin Murphy Hiscock. If we haven't met before, I'd like to welcome you to my channel. It's very nice to meet you. If you have been here before, it is so lovely to see you back. I freaking love you guys. I hear some wackiness. Oh, I think it might be a bird at the top of my chimney. Sometimes it echoes down the flue, and yeah, sorry about that. I'd like to take a moment to say hi to Spence. So good to see you this morning. Oh, brings tears to my eyes. I'd like to say hello to Christina. I'm glad you could make it today. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Raven. Just over here casually losing my shit over Godzilla versus Kong trailer. I didn't know that was going to be a thing. Oh, I have some research to do. Did you post it on your Facebook? Hi, Kat. Freaking love you too. It is birds. It is birds at the top of my chimney. Hi, doll. I'm so glad you could make it. You have me like on the brink of tears today. And like sparking inspiration. I started this book literally yesterday. Like we cracked the cover yesterday. We wrapped up the House Witch, and then we started this guy. Burbs. Actually, yes, I did link the trailer on my Facebook page. Okay. I haven't been on Facebook very much lately, so you'll have to forgive me. I'm mostly drowning in love and care from Facebook because my mother's still in the hospital. Yesterday about midday. How is everyone doing? Things on my end are kind of tense. My sleep was kind of upsetting. And I think that was because I wasn't up to choking back 5 pills last night. So I just went to bed early. So I didn't even think about taking my meds. And when I don't take my meds at night, my sleep suffers. And my mom's still in the hospital. So they still don't have a diagnosis, but all of her symptoms are handled. Oh, at the tail end of healing. That's going to be awesome. So yesterday we were talking about self-care guilt, like toxic productivity, especially for women, but it's not exclusive to women. Just the idea that if you're taking time for yourself, you're feeling guilt for not being productive in some other way. Actually, me too. I tend to only Facebook to post the old link and keep up with specific people who I only interact with through that platform. Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much. Now that I'm on meds, I'm handling the stress differently. Sending positive vibes to your mom and docs to get results. Yeah, thank you. My throat hurts less today, but my forehead hurts worse. So that is progress in the wrong direction for sinuses, absolutely. Because one usually begets the other. And symptom management is a good step. So she has blood again. All her levels are back up. All her tests are negative. So it's not cancer. They're thinking it's something as simple as ulcers, which is treatable, which is great. So hopefully today they'll nail it down. I think they want to make sure, because she's at an age where like shit could happen real fast. So, and I would not be thrilled with losing my mom in her 60s. These days, my platform of choice is actually Twitter. Oh, and a side salad of Instagram and a garnish of Facebook. I gotcha. I actually need to schedule a day where I manage my Instagram. I've been really bad about it this month. Real bad. All the healing energies. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Twitter feeds my addiction to instant satisfaction. That sounds really good. Hope recovery moves steadily. Yeah. If I'm hoping it's something as simple as ulcers. She was bleeding internally. That's why the anemia. And she had sepsis. So they've remedied the sepsis. They've remedied the anemia. They also remedied some other like miscellaneous things like UTIs and whatnot. Thank you. And hi, Katarina. It's lovely to see you. Most likely won't be here long. Need to get ready to head to campus. I was selected for a random COVID test, but it throws a wrench in my regular schedule. Indeed. Well, I hope that your test comes back negative. That's another thing that I'm kind of worried about is her, because she's in a Florida hospital and I've already lost, like my great uncle, just in October, late October, early November, he went in for a broken hip and never came out because COVID took him out. So I don't want that to happen to my mom, like within 2 months, 3 months time. I really don't want to lose more close relatives. I was close to my great uncle. There aren't a lot of relatives on my dad's side. So what relatives we have, we hold really dear to our hearts. So my great aunt, like leukemia finally took her. And then COVID got my great uncle recently. He was ready to go though. Like he had like a rare form of cancer that that only 6 people on the planet had, so they didn't know how to treat it. And when he was really good, he was really good. And when he was really bad, he was really bad. So, and he outlived everybody. So and he was getting real lonely. even with my dad taking care of him and his son taking care of him and all of that stuff. No funerals in 2021, please. Thank you for putting it that way. No funerals in 2021, please. I'm glad to hear your mom is more stable today. I'm woo-wooing for a swift and safe recovery. I've been thinking about her a lot lately and praying to whoever's listening for security. Thank you very much. But yes, that's going to be my mantra this year is no funerals in 2021, please. Get off the table. Psst. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, you're so anxious. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Go on. Your cat. All right, hold on. There you go. It's okay. You want to go harass him? You trying to avoid him? What's going on? What's going on? Hello, kitty, meow meow. She is the meow meow kitty. She is the meow meow kitty. So I just heard from my sister, who has been chatting with my mom. She's been stable ever since she got the blood. She's waiting for the result of her third COVID test since she's been in there before they will discharge her. They still don't know what caused Mom to lose so much blood or where the blood went. Okay. To do a trailer reaction after the book reading this morning, most because I want to see your reaction to it, but I don't know if you can do that technically or legally. Technically, I can't. Legally speaking, I can't, since I intend on monetizing this channel. I cannot do that. Yeah, kitty. So, usually I would do a grounding ritual, but we're already 14 minutes in. So let's pull a safe care card. We were talking yesterday about the guilt of self-care. So let's, and the burden of such. The burden of such. Oh. Thank you all for joining me this morning. It really means a lot. Find a random trailer in your area and react to it. I like that trailer. That's a nice trailer. There is actually very little private property here, but there is a family that owns like a couple of plots that haven't been taken over by apartment complexes, and they have like a trailer on one of the plots just to say that there's a residence on the plot and nobody will buy it. We could always do it on Discord. Yeah, sounds great. Let's do it that way. I would have thought they would have even considered discharging her before discovering the source of her blood issues. Well, she's completely stable and has been for 3 days. What I'm worried about is her and her iron is high. So red meat in cast iron is like doing her in. So maybe she should take it easy on the red meat and the cast iron. Trailers and I have a rocky history, but we won't get into that here. Yeah, definitely got you there. All right. Let's see what's up today. Ooh. Two of Wands reversed. Two of Wands reversed. Swords, Wands. I was raised in a trailer, so I have a history with them in a way that were kind of the womb in which adult me was incubated. Yeah, I gotcha. So many ideas, but where to begin? Your creative genius is hard at work, churning out possibilities, however, not making any real progress without concrete next steps. Think about what your big picture vision is and narrow down your ideas to one that will get you where you want to go. By prioritizing your passion, you are prioritizing yourself. The road ahead offers many possibilities, but you may be experiencing resistance to going down that path. There is a fear of leaving familiar ground, and you would prefer to stay in your comfort zone, even though you may realize it is limiting how much you can grow. Listen to your inner voice and let it guide you to where your inspiration lies. Give yourself permission to follow passion. Yeah, doll, I do a self-care reading every morning. I usually do a grounding ritual as well, but I'm kind of short on time. But I feel called out by that card. I actually readjusted my schedule yesterday for the week. Fewer projects with more time allotted to them, because I only have a finite amount of time. So I'm setting it up to where I'm spending more time on fewer projects. Hoping to knock out projects that I have the most progress on. That way I can spend more time on, and I have a deadline at the end of this week. So it doesn't help that I was just talking about new projects with Doll. So I just need some slow burn stuff as well as some high burn stuff. So I like the slow burn. Slow burn is good. Okay, so let's talk about releasing that guilt, right? Releasing guilt. So often we carry around our guilt and let it fester within us. This is not healthy. Releasing guilt can be very helpful in learning to prioritize self-care. Using the following ritual to let go of some of your guilt and allow yourself to feel the burden of lifting it away from you. Ritual to release guilt. This is a burning ritual in which you can burn the thing you are trying to banish or release. Oh, it's a burning bowl. Yeah, it's a burning bowl. Do you guys know what a burning bowl is? So you, in short, you take your cauldron or your heat-proof container, and then you write whatever is bothering you, like your guilt, or whatever you have guilt about, and writing it on this piece of paper, and then you burn the piece of paper, throw it in the cauldron. And voila! A bowl for burning things. That is exactly right. During Samhain, you usually do a burning bowl where you write your wish or your intention for the year onto the piece of paper, throw it into the bowl. Do that with my favorite metal pot. Define metal, because not all metal is created equal. We just talked about that in the House Witch too. Not all metal is created equal. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Every once in a while, my Chaos Witch group, study group, gets together. It's not a coven. It's a bunch of solitary witches that talk to each other. We get together and we have a bonfire, and then we write whatever is bothering us or whatever our intention is or whatever, throw it in the fire, and then we do a dance. I think they did the same thing on Zoom featured this year, but I slept through it. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Yeah. So as a note, their UUC in Frederick, Maryland is actually run by a high priestess. So their church is very open-minded, for lack of a better word. But a lot of their rituals are, witchy in origin. Spiral walks and burning bowls and cool stuff like that. So this has like a little verse that it wants you to say while you're about to cast the thing into the burning bowl. I release this guilt to the universe. I invite peace and serenity to take its place. Open my heart to the positive energy of this lesson and support me as I learn to care for myself freely. Thank you for my many blessings. And then you burn it, throw it in the bowl, take the ash of the paper and either dispose of it under running water outdoors or allow the wind to take it. It's stainless steel. Place one of those cone-shaped incense pods in the pot. Put my intentions into the world as it smokes and burn whatever paper is holding my heart needs to let go. Okay, so be real careful with that. If you do ritual work, devote that pan to ritual work. If you cook food in that pan, then devote it to cooking food. Because there's a lot of incense that's toxic. So, and it's impossible to get all of it out of the middle. So, be real careful with that. Super careful. All right, let's talk about some hygge. Hygge is a Danish concept that underlines the importance of focusing on the enjoyment of the moment. It's about being present and allowing yourself the time to and space to acknowledge a feeling or what's happening at the present moment. Hygge came about as a result of Danes needing a way to cope emotionally and spiritually with the long, cold, dark winters. It celebrates small things that make life worthwhile, such as cups of tea, good books, comfortable spaces, the feeling of security and coziness, home-cooked food, and the company of friends. It rests on the idea of slow-moving, low-stress, low commercial consumption life. As I was growing up with mental health issues, the only thing that kept me going was little things like fireflies or like ice cream sandwiches or sushi. Yeah. Are you familiar with Hygge doll? It's basically the Danish concept of coziness and enjoying downtime. Being super cozy and enjoying downtime. Little things. Little things. We don't have a word for it in Finnish, but Finnish culture is very similar. Yeah. Yeah, I got you. Hygge is the concept that fits most seamlessly into magical practice. The practice of magic strives for the same sort of serenity that Hygge does. Meditation and slowing down to be in the moment, aware and acknowledging your authentic self is very much at the heart of magic work. Magic looks to improve yourself, to strengthen yourself, and to celebrate yourself. All the tests they have done are negative. I overslept, but now I'm here. Yay! I'm glad you're here, Nicole. I can catch you up real quick. We talked about the guilt of self-care yesterday, right? The deal is they talked about releasing guilt, and the release was a burning bowl with a little verse about taking care of yourself. I was just discussing how fireflies are the most magical thing, and that if I ever stop being impressed by them, have me checked out. Precisely. Precisely. They don't have the impact. No, that's not true. They still have the same impact on me. I am still here lurking and laying in bed. Mwah. I hope you feel better, love. Hygge suggests that the living of your life can be an art form, which is an excellent way to look at self-care. It's not about flashiness. It's about comfort and expression. It's about creating a special moment, not special in the out of ordinary sense, but in the recognition that if you pause and allow yourself to acknowledge and connect with that moment, however small, you will realize that every moment can be special just because it's yours and you've recognized it as such. I celebrate in this time of the Rona. I celebrate by ordering a Brix pizza, which is crazy delicious, and a bubble tea with Thai iced tea, because I love Thai iced tea with bubbles in it. With bobas in it. Excuse me. Part of self-care is allowing yourself the permission to have those moments and to enjoy them. Fireflies have bioluminescence, which is what I was trying to talk about some time ago. Find your own inner light. This is why these creatures are so magical. And I include bioluminescence in my art mood board. I intend on implementing that at some point. I freaking love Hygge. I have a crush on Denmark in general. My husband is currently learning Danish. Amazing. Also, cottagecore is kind of like, as far as I understand cottagecore, kind of revolves around Hygge. Like Hygge and cottagecore are almost interchangeable. Chilling is life. You are encouraged to pause and acknowledge the moment, whether it is good or bad. The moment of acknowledgement reinforces the idea that you are worth the time. It also validates your feelings, which can reduce overall stress. Rather than ignoring your feelings in a mad dash to drive forward, those moments of acknowledging yourself without judgment provide a healthy way to reassure your subconscious that it is allowed to have moods. It doesn't have to be up or on all the time. In fact, it shouldn't be. Everyone and everything needs downtime. Brianna! I'm so glad you found me. I'm so glad you're here. Hi, bye. Cottagecore is very Hygge happy. Yeah. So I super respect my house witches, my kitchen witches, my cottage witches for that reason. Like, because that means they too have recognized that taking downtime and creating an atmosphere in which you respect that downtime it's really hard to do. Cottagecore seems like it should be a subgenre. I know, right? I know. Look at this design. Isn't that cool? I kind of wish I'd done it. The importance of being authentic. Christina, I wish it was. Cottagecore music makes my ears cry. Oh, I don't know what cottagecore music is. I didn't realize that was a genre. At its heart, the idea of being authentic means figuring out who you are, accepting yourself, being true to yourself, aka shadow work, right? Sound easy? Maybe not. Often the hustle and bustle of daily life is a way to keep ourselves distracted and busy so we won't pause and look at ourselves and see who we really are. Pausing to take a good look at yourself can be intimidating. What if you aren't the great person you think you are? I feel you. After being warped by hustle culture, chilling out in a secure space seemed like an Eden I was undeserving of. Precisely. Precisely. That is something that I'm trying this year to cope with. I've been struggling with it for 3 years now. This would make the 3rd year. It's all soft and whispery. Not my jam. Yeah. But this is profound. This is profound. Brown noise, wind chimes, and flutes. Now I'm scared. Sometimes self-care is hard because it means facing things you'd rather pretend aren't there. Self-examination is uncomfortable. It requires a level of honesty that you may not feel prepared to handle. You may fear admitting that you have been the one sabotaging yourself, knowing or unknowingly. Or you may be terrified of acknowledging that you need to crack down on your self-discipline in order to be your best self. That I'm feeling called called out by that. It's a balance. It's a tricky balance that I'm working on real hard this year, starting this month. Real hard. Thank you, Sako. I do pride myself on my spellcraft. I am proud of your spellcraft too. I find a lot of, I find that I learn a lot from you. I'm listening in the background. It weirdly fits the vibe of this video though. What video are you matching up with my thing? Where did I leave off? Self-care means recognizing that you're weak in some areas. It means you have agency and control over your life and you have more agency and control over your life than you may be comfortable accepting. But just think, if you admit you have weak areas, you know what to work on, you know what parts of you need more love and nurturing. If you accept responsibility for being your best self, then you can make better decisions regarding your self-care. Living as your authentic self means following a very individual path. No one else can live quite like you. It's a unique pursuit. Yes, it is hard to isolate your own values and sometimes harder to live according to them when it might be a lot easier to remain ignorant and pretend that you're fine. But caring for an inauthentic self is like filling a leaky bucket. You can't ever fill it because it's not complete. Self-care means, what are you doing? Get down. You get down. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Chillception. This is my other comment. It seems like something I would listen to on a rainy life is a lie, we are actually here day, laying next to a pond, caressing the water, or wondering about my existence. Oh, I'm listening to cottagecore music and ambience in the background. I'm sorry. It's okay. Self-care means valuing all the various parts of you, not just some of them. And yes, even the parts that still need work. If you pretend to be someone you're not, how can you ever truly be happy? If you're not being authentic, how can you have compassion for yourself? Living authentically might not be easy, but it's rewarding. Here are some things to keep in mind. Balance what you feel or need against your actions. Waskawi waska. Waskawi waska. A lot of my healing has to do with recognizing my flaws. I'm thankful for my level of honesty. Just shadow work. They don't call it that in this, but that's exactly what it is. I finally found a way to lay down that doesn't hurt my head. Either that or the aspirin is kicking in. Or both. Might be both. Wasco? Oh, Elmer Fudd didn't care about spelling, neither will I. Wasco-wee wasco. The ambience I can handle. I love nature sounds. I even have an app on my phone for them. But the music, oof, closest I can get is lo-fi. Gotcha. Balance what you feel and or need against your actions. That is both sound good. I am definitely struck by that. Because I don't always fulfill my needs. Like right now, I'm trying to just like distract myself with work so I don't have to think about my mom in the hospital. Like feel the stress of my mom being in the hospital. The upside is like they're testing her constantly and like every day. Yeah. But, stresses me out. So, Friday was my day off, which is when I found out about the things that she was in the hospital. And I took that time for myself to really feel what I was feeling regarding the things and and trying to process them in a way that was healthy for me. Okay, bye. Got to close up my laptop and pack it in a bag because I'm going to have to attend my online class on campus because not enough time to get from there back here. Okay, we'll see you around, Kat. Best of luck with all the things. Making value-based choices will be healthier in the long run than making choices based on convenience or popular opinion. That's heavy too. Advocate for yourself and your needs or wants. Don't let yourself be driven by a need to be approved of or liked by others. Approval is a powerful drug, but being happy with your value-based choices is healthier for your spirit and sense of self. So is that to imply that my sharing of these books could be seen as unhealthy? Because I'm doing it for an audience, for and really at the core of it, I would like you guys to approve of me, right? Are my coffee hours toxic? I don't know. I wouldn't think so. Because I use the stream as my prompt to read. I think if I didn't have the stream, I probably wouldn't. We all need some degree of approval as artists and content creators. Absolutely. It's a powerful drug. Does anyone else get a case of emotional dichotomy when you find yourself really enjoying thick, foggy mornings? No. Are you not supposed to enjoy thick, foggy mornings? How emotionally attached are you to acquiring the approval? Are you still happy with the work without an audience? I think your practice is your priority. It is. I would be reading these books anyway, but having a time scheduled to do it without impeding my work day, because I work a little bit before the stream on very specific projects. So it's like work before work. And then I do this thing mostly to like set my day, take in some research. hold up, hold up, hold up. I think you're helping us and you're helping you, and you're spreading knowledge, and your genius soul or spirit is a kind giving one, and you're not out for approval only. I appreciate that, but are also keenly anxious over the possibility of being caught in a Stephen King story. Silent Hill. That's me in fog. I'm like, ooh, Silent Hill. If anything, the stream is accountability for your commitment to your practice, in my opinion. Absolutely. Okay. Accountability for my practice. These are more like a workshop for these ideas rather than an attempt to gain praise. Yes. I'm not looking for praise. I'm just looking for accountability. Ooh, I lost cat, of course. I was like, I lost a viewer. I lost a cat. Hi, Al. Oh, so good to see you. See, I turned off, I don't have Nightbot on this account, so you can do all the things. Being openly authentic can be intimidating. What if you embrace yourself as you truly are, weaknesses and flaws and all, only to be rejected by other people? Fear is a powerful deterrent. Fear of failure, of rejection, or of loneliness can combine with the fear of missing out, creating a tingle of anxiety and sense of not being in control of anything. Remember, though, living authentically will build your self-confidence and strength, which will in turn show you in your personal energy. Thank you, Christina. I'm not looking for praise or attention. I want a cult to love and appreciate me. Damn you. Damn you. That's my anxiety. I think when dealing with content creators and artists, we should substitute approval with praise. All groups or religions could be cults. That's a different conversation. Recognizable tingle of anxiety. Also, remember to posture things. Oh. And hydrate. Who needs Nightbot when you have an awesome chatter like Christina? She is my Nightbot. I will forever call my Nightbot Christina. I'm slouching. To hell with you, Nightbot. Author Brené Brown talks about cultivating the ability to be imperfect in the gifts of imperfection. Okay. I just got a chat. I just got a text message from my women's leader in Buddhism. Yeah, that was the ding, was my text message. Heather, I'm chanting for your mother with emojis of flowers and praying hands and flowers. Please don't be discouraged. Fiercely continue to have faith and advance no matter what. Thank you for your support and pet talk. I think it's okay to want praise, but not to expect it. Sort of got myself in the corner by expecting wild praise, which was a little on the ridiculous side. I know it can seem silly in retrospect, but it wasn't silly at the time. I can agree with that. Old Artist Alley had an informal mentoring and co-nurturing atmosphere for the most part among the artists Sako and I associated with. Absolutely. Absolutely. Being able to pass my sketchbook down the alley and receive it back and learn from the artists that drew in it. Or being able to go to an artist and say, what is wrong with my art? Not in those words, like, could you critique this? I know we don't know each other very well, but if you need to talk, please call me anytime. Do I want to become more involved in my Buddhist community? I showed up to the district meeting and was reminded that blind faith is their policy, and I am discouraged by it. Are you suggesting fisticuffs? Because I'm more of a kicker. I will bite you. Oh, strudel, it's about to go down. I think you just let something slip there, Sako. Every time I hear thank you for your support, all I hear is Bartles and James. How about a bitch slap fight? It is important to appreciate praise when you get it, not just for you, but for the giver. Will feel awkward or even awful too when it is rejected. Sometimes grief, okay, so my opinion of grief, most especially, is the funeral isn't for the dead. The funeral is for those who are still living. For instance, my Uncle Jerry, right? He passed away. A lot of people cared for him. The funeral isn't for his son. The funeral isn't for my dad. The funeral is for the other people who were affected by his life. The funeral isn't for Jerry. Jerry's dead. He can't appreciate shit. It's for the people who still live, right? We thank you for your support. Now go get loaded on our wine coolers. I'm snapping right now. Desiring praise and approval is one thing. Pursuing it at the expense of your authenticity is where the toxic part comes in. And that is something that Savvy calls on Rachel Hollis all the time. All the time. I think if anybody understands that idea, it is definitely Savvy. Not a fan of blind faith, yeah. I taught myself to say thank you when someone gives me a compliment. It's so much easier because my first instinct is reminding them I don't deserve it, which can be taken as me calling them a liar. Right. Right, exactly. It's so much easier just to say thank you or, oh, I know, right? Or just agree with them, because shooting down their positive thought is not fair to them. I will Steve Urkel all over this chat. Nope, the funeral is 0% for the dead person. Yep. Best line ever. So I hope if I am a ghost, people will plan my funeral with me in mind, or I will leave a plan and they should execute it so I can properly haunt my own funeral. If that is what you think will happen, then absolutely. Funerals, not for Jerry. He's dead. He can't appreciate shit. Yeah. We're moving into Ask a Mortician territory. Love, Caitlin. Thank you. This is one of the first things I say when I wake up every day. Absolutely. I like how Sako read, I will Steve Urkel all over this chat. Yeah. I have internal conflict over accepting compliments because I feel I'm lying to them if I accept a compliment I feel I don't deserve. You don't get to decide what you deserve. I know that's a weird thing to say, but like, that's subjective, right? Like art, it is subjective. I want to be a tree. I'm going to buy a tree pod when I die. My ashes will go inside and then be buried. Boom, tree. That is what my sister wants to do. And that is what my mom wants to do. They have selected trees and everything. And where the tree will go and all of that. They have totally mapped all that out. I don't think I want to be a tree. Ooh. I have a hard time accepting compliments. I can't quite get myself to say thank you. So instead I say, you're so sweet. Yes. First, then I can say whatever else I need to say to make them feel good too. Yes. That's a much easier thing to do. Oh, you're sweet. Went the mushroom suit. I still want to be cremated, and I want my ashes spread on Guam. So, truth is, you are lying to yourself. You deserve the things. In the words of John Rambo, you don't just turn it off. I would like to do that too, but I'm not sure what kind of tree yet. Better than some stupid grave in a graveyard. That's expensive too. Super expensive. Yeah, everyone should check out the Ask a Mortician channel. It's all about death and dead and stuff, but science-y. Someone giving you a compliment is them expressing their opinion. I take it as is. I can't correct someone on their opinion. It's not that you can't. It's that it benefits no one. It benefits no one to, like, yuck on someone's yum, you know? Like, who are you trying to impress? to show that your bottom rung is lower than their top rung or higher than their top rung. Like, I don't see the benefit. Thanks, or you're sweet. Yeah. I want to be a tree planted on property that becomes an ancestral family home. I don't believe in ancestral family homes. I think because I grew up as an army brat, and I've spent the most of my life in this house, and it carries a residue from my childhood, and it's not necessarily positive. Love Ask a Mortician. It bothers me deeply when someone sells a house when someone in the family doesn't own theirs. That's really weird. For instance, when my mother-in-law died, no one wanted the house. No one wanted the house, so they sold it. And they used it to pay off all her debts. Had someone wanted the house, we'd all be fucked. So there are situations where, like in my family, that would not, woohoo! It bothers me, yeah. In my family, that wouldn't work out. Ask a Mortician is awesome. Yuck on someone's yum. I just want to be thrown in a hole when I die. Let me give what energies and resources I have left back into the earth. That's expensive. Caitlin Doughty is a goddess. Those bangs. I'd love to be in a national park. That's cool. I guess I see it this way. Accepting a compliment sets a precedent of expectation that I'm not comfortable living up to. I'm not saying it's a rational perspective because it's explicitly not. It's a knee-jerk reaction, right? It's a self-esteem issue. And part of that is taking self-care, legitimately and respectfully, which I suspect you have trouble with as well. Do you feel like you're procrastinating if you're relaxing? National parks in the UK that are hundreds of years old. Thousands of years old. That's just the base emotional impulse. I just find a place in the woods, dig a hole, toss me in there. Legally, I don't think you can do that. Not in the United States. I think this is totally fair. I don't think praise and compliments are rational facts or logical actions. They come from and are taken by emotion and reflex, in my honest opinion. It's interesting. Throw me in the compost pile. It's a self-esteem issue. Yeah. I would like to become a tree, and when I'm cut down and die as a tree, I would like my wood to become a desk for an artist, and the rest of me to become other things that would help others. But let the right people know I died first so that it doesn't end up on a murder mystery thing. You have to own the land. And even then, that's still dicey. I feel like I'm being a lazy sack of shit when I'm relaxing, unless I've just gone through something emotionally and physically strenuous. Yeah. I wonder if it's legal to plant a tree in a national park. It is. That's what Arbor Day is for. I don't know if Arbor Day is celebrated in the UK. Is Arbor Day celebrated in the UK? Oh, we are over an hour, but the conversation is so good. Oh, poop. Well, then time to start funding for a burial site where I can do that. I guess I was totally clumsy way of me saying me trying to say compliments are subjective. Yeah. Communication is not my strong suit today. It's okay. Bye. It's okay. I come from a deeply tribal sensibilities. I'm too white to say clannish, apparently. Property, land, connection, and responsibility to the dirt on which I walk is very important. That is still a thing. I'm still very clannish with the territory that I live on, but that doesn't mean, like, for instance, my dad is having me live in this house, right? So we've passed it down to the kids. And I don't know if this house will go to my niece or what. Will we ever sell it? I don't know. Oh my gosh, the comments. I don't have a hard time accepting compliments. I know I'm great. I know I do great things. When someone points it out, I say thank you. Hey. Sorry, my cat is playing with my desk. What do you want? What do you want? I think he wants lunch, but it's too early. I have, because I'm great. Yes, you are. Christina, go to a science farm. They'll let your body rot for science. I think the desire for praise comes from being pack animals. We need to or needed to be part of the pack to survive. And also from our societies, you are what you produce mentally. Ooh. I am coming to terms with the idea that I am not my art. Like, who am I without my art? And that is a lot of what I'm processing this year. Who am I without my art? Bailey just found a random piece of pepperoni and I have no idea where it came from. I love you, Christina. But it's a catch-22 because I say I'm great. I know I'm great. It makes me sound like a narcissist and I'm stuck up. I run into that as well. A great teacher for self-esteem and self-love issues is Louise Hay. Her lectures changed my life. I need to start my Pomodoros. Pomodoros, I used to use them exclusively, but I found it put a lot of stress on my life, so I don't do that anymore. Let my body rot for science. Science! There are green burial options depending on where you live. I think it's most common in California where you can just get put in the ground under specific stipulations. I believe the laws vary from state to state, maybe even county to county. Yeah, it's a county thing. I'm going to run to the flip side. Don't mind me if I'm sweaty and out of breath. Running isn't my strong suit. I'm been told I'm a fantastic natural writer, but I don't ever see it. Mom's moment of the day. There is an endeavor I want to give into, but having strong intuition to do this for many years, but always being overruled by fear, I coincidentally ask myself today who I'd be if I did or did not. That's an existential crisis, man. Knowing where you're great is not narcissism. It's recognition that you have accomplished certain things in life. You have learned, you have improved. So odd these themes run through the stream. How do you always do it, Sako in chat? How do you always do it? All right, I've made it to the end of the comments. If you liked this video at any point, please hit the like button. If you would like to see what we do for the rest of this book, which means more heavy topics, I'm sure, please subscribe, maybe even ring that bell on the off chance that it will tell you when I go live. And if you want to support me in some way, I do have a Patreon. It is listed in the description below. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.